Today, we're revisiting all 17 of John Cena's world title victories in WWE. That's right, 17 times we celebrated as our childhood hero raised a world championship above his head. So let's get into it, because this list is a long one.
And his name is John Cena!
At WrestleMania 21, back in 2005, John Cena captured his very first world title. He went up against John Bradshaw Layfield, or JBL, who had been WWE champion for a dominant 280 days. JBL was confident, maybe a little too confident, but Cena shocked the world. He hit the FU, now known as the attitude adjustment, and scored the 3 count. And just like that, Cena became WWE champion for the first time, ending JBL's long and arrogant reign. The arena went wild, a moment fans would never forget.
And his name is Bruh.
At the start of 2006, something historic happened. Edge cashed in the very first Money in the Bank contract, and he did it on John Cena, right after a brutal Elimination Chamber match at New Year's Revolution. Cena had just survived 5 other superstars and somehow retained the WWE Championship, but he could barely stand. Edge seized the moment. 2 devastating spears later, and he had just won his first WWE title.
Boobies.
But John Cena didn't stay down for long. Just a few weeks later, at the 2006 Royal Rumble, he got his rematch against a rated R superstar. It was a hard-hitting battle, but Cena, locked in the STF, made Edge tap out and took back the WWE Championship, marking the second world title reign of his career. A fast turnaround, he lost it and won it back in the same month.
And his name is John Cena!
But Cena's second world title reign ended in a much different way. At ECW One Night Stand in 2006, John Cena defended the WWE Championship against Rob Van Dam in a match filled with tension. The ECW crowd was hostile, loud, absolutely against Cena, and RVD, he was at the peak of his popularity. The match was pure chaos. Tables shattered, chairs flying, and even interference from Edge, who showed up in disguise, hit Cena with a spear, and disappeared into the crowd. In the end, Rob Van Dam hit the 5-star frog splash, and with the referee down, Paul Heyman came in and made the 3 count. John Cena lost his second world title right there, in the middle of an arena that wanted nothing more than to see him fail.
Hello. It's
John Cena!
Cena and Edge were locked in a heated, long-running rivalry, and it all came to a head at Unforgiven 2006 in Toronto, Edge's hometown. They faced off in a brutal tables, ladders, and chairs match, a stipulation Edge was known for. Edge had regained the WWE Championship from Rob Van Dam in July and walked into Unforgiven full of confidence, backed by a roaring Canadian crowd. But Cena rose to the moment. In the final stretch, he climbed to the top of a 16-foot ladder and hit a massive attitude adjustment, launching Edge through 2 stacked tables. Cena unhooked the title, and just like that, claimed his 3rd world championship. Despite the divided crowd in Toronto, that win cemented Cena as the champ, proving once again that he could overcome the odds no matter how stacked they were. In 2007, John Cena held on to the WWE Championship for the entire year, only losing it due to an injury in October.
John Cena!
Fast forward to 2008, and Cena came back with a vengeance. At Survivor Series, held in his hometown of Boston, Cena made his return after neck surgery and stepped into the ring to challenge Chris Jericho. There were doubts about his condition. People questioned if he was ready. But when it mattered most, Cena delivered. He hit the attitude adjustment, got the 3 count, and won the World Heavyweight Championship. The arena erupted, a hero returning home and doing it in style. Cena held the title until No Way Out in February 2009. That night, he entered the Elimination Chamber to defend the gold, Originally, Kofi Kingston was scheduled to compete, but he was blindsided by Edge, who stole his spot in the match. Inside the chamber, Edge was a man possessed. He eliminated Cena and went on to win the entire thing, becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. And just like that, Cena's fourth world title reign came to an end, taken by surprise in one of the most unpredictable moments of the year. Moving on to WrestleMania 25, in 2009, Cena got the chance to win the title back in a triple threat match against Edge and Big Show. And during that match, he pulled off a moment fans still talk about. Cena lifted both Edge and Big Show at the same time, and delivered a massive double attitude adjustment. In the end, he pinned Big Show and walked out with his 5th World Championship. Once again, Cena owned the WrestleMania stage, proving why he was one of the biggest superstars in WWE history. And if you're enjoying this ride through Cena's legendary title reigns, hit that subscribe button like it's an attitude adjustment off a ladder. Because around here, we don't just tell stories. We make you feel every title, every moment, every fight. Now let's keep going, because Cena's just getting started.
I am the rated R superstar.
At Backlash 2009, on April 26th, Cena defended the title against Edge in a last man standing match. The fight was brutal, and just when it seemed Cena was about to win, Big Show interfered. He attacked Cena and choke-slammed him through a spotlight on the stage. Cena couldn't get up before the 10 count. Edge won the match, and Cena's 5th world title reign was over. Later in 2009, John Cena reignited his rivalry with Randy Orton, once again chasing the WWE Championship. This feud led to 2 world title reigns for Cena in a very short amount of time. First, at Breaking Point 2009, Cena faced Orton in an I Quit match for the WWE title. Orton used everything he could get his hands on, chairs, steel steps, and pure malice, but Cena wouldn't stay down. In a brutal twist, Cena handcuffed himself to Orton, cutting off any chance of escape. Then, he locked in a modified STF, and Orton had no choice but to say the words, "I quit." With that, Cena became WWE Champion for the 6th time.
And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! KO! Here's the cover!
But Orton wasn't done yet. At the first ever Hell in a Cell pay-per-view on October 4th, he got his rematch. Inside the unforgiving steel structure, violence ruled. Orton targeted Cena's neck with chairs, ropes, and that signature middle rope DDT. Cena fought back, even locking in the STF again. But Orton escaped, and in the final moment, delivered a brutal punt kick straight to Cena's head. Orton pinned him, reclaiming the title and ending Cena's 6th reign as world champion.
Are you sure about that?
But the rivalry wasn't over yet. Just weeks later, at Bragging Rights 2009, Cena and Orton clashed once again, this time in a 60-minute Iron Man match. No disqualifications, falls count anywhere. 1 hour of pure chaos. The match had everything: outside interference, explosions, and non-stop brutality. Cena tied the score late in the match with an attitude adjustment through the announce table, and in the final seconds, he locked in the STF, forcing Orton to tap out. Cena won 6-5, claiming his 7th world title.
Sheamus in a mood. There's Keith Arnett where he wants him.
With yet another title around his waist, Cena faced a new challenge at TLC 2009. He defended the WWE Championship against Sheamus in a tables match. At one point, Cena tried to superplex Sheamus off the top rope through a table in the ring, but Sheamus fought back, shoved Cena off the corner, and Cena crashed through the table below. Just like that, Sheamus won the match and became WWE Champion for the first time, bringing Cena's 7th world title reign to an abrupt end.
John Cena!
In 2010, John Cena entered the Elimination Chamber to fight for the WWE Championship. Inside that unforgiving steel structure, he faced top-tier opponents: Randy Orton, Triple H, Sheamus, who was the reigning champion, along with Kofi Kingston and Ted DiBiase. It was a war. In the end, Cena made Triple H tap out to the STF and once again became WWE Champion, his 8th world title.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want!
But the celebration didn't last. Vince McMahon stormed out and announced that Cena had to defend the title immediately against Batista. The Animal walked to the ring, hit a spear, followed by a Batista bomb, and pinned Cena in seconds. It was a cheap, shocking finish, and just like that, Cena's reign was over.
Pepper is waiting for her best friend,
John Cena!
Determined to get payback, Cena challenged Batista for the title on the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. The match was hard-fought. Both men hit their signature moves. The energy was electric, but at the climax, Cena reversed a Batista bomb into the STF, and this time, Batista tapped out. John Cena won back the WWE Championship, marking his 9th world title reign, and proving once again why he was one of the most dominant forces the company had ever seen.
Banger after banger!
At Fatal 4-Way on June 20th, 2010, Cena walked in as WWE Champion to face Randy Orton, Edge, and Sheamus. But things didn't go as planned. During the match, the Nexus stormed the ring, attacking everyone in sight and throwing the whole match into chaos. In the middle of the madness, Sheamus slid into the ring, found Cena down, and pinned him. Just like that, Sheamus walked out as WWE Champion, and Cena's 9th world title reign came to a sudden end.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's John Cena!
Fast forward to Extreme Rules 2011. Cena had another shot at the WWE title in a triple threat steel cage match against The Miz, who was champion, and John Morrison. The match was chaos from the start. Morrison was flying off the cage. Miz kept trying to crawl out, but Cena held firm, and when it mattered most, he climbed the corner with Miz, launched him with a brutal attitude adjustment, and drove him straight into the mat. 1, 2, 3. The crowd exploded. John Cena had just won his 10th world title, recapturing the WWE Championship and reminding everyone why he was still the face of the company. He stepped out of the cage with gold over his shoulder and the fans on their feet. The champ is here, and nobody could deny it.
I am the best in the world.
At Money in the Bank 2011, on July 17th, Cena stepped into one of the most iconic matches of his career, a WWE Championship showdown against CM Punk. Punk's contract was about to expire, and he vowed to leave the company with the title if he won. The match was intense, balanced. Both men hit their signature moves, and the crowd in Chicago was on fire. Then came the moment that changed everything. Cena locked in the STF, and just as Punk was struggling, Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis appeared on the ramp, signaling for the timekeeper to ring the bell, a desperate attempt to recreate the Montreal Screwjob. But Cena wasn't having it. He released the hold, rolled out of the ring, and punched Laurinaitis in the face, refusing to win by cheating. But that one act of integrity cost him everything. As he slid back into the ring, Punk caught him, nailed the go to sleep, and pinned him clean. CM Punk left with the WWE Championship, and John Cena's 10th world title reign came to an end, closing out one of the most unforgettable chapters of his career.
Ass!
After the chaos at Money in the Bank, with CM Punk walking out of the company holding the WWE Championship, the title was declared vacant. The WWE held a tournament to crown a new champion. In the end, Rey Mysterio defeated The Miz and became WWE Champion. But he barely had time to celebrate, because later that same night, John Cena showed up and challenged Rey for the title, right then and there. Yeah, it was basically, congrats on the title, now hand it over. The match was respectful, but intense. Rey gave it everything he had. but Cena was laser focused. In the final moments, Cena caught Ray in the middle of a 619, turned it into an attitude adjustment, and got the pin. John Cena became an 11-time world champion in one of the fastest title turnovers in modern WWE history.
I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money.
After defeating Rey Mysterio on the July 25th episode of Raw and becoming WWE champion for the 11th time, John Cena thought he had restored order, but then CM Punk came back, holding the original WWE title, claiming he was still the real champion, because technically, he never lost. So WWE set up the inevitable: Cena versus CM Punk in the main event of SummerSlam 2011, a match to unify both titles. What followed was a modern classic. Punk and Cena went back and forth, countering finishers, trading blows, and coming within inches of victory multiple times. Then came the controversy. Punk hit the GTS and got the 3 count, but Cena's foot was on the rope, and the special guest referee, Triple H, didn't see it. CM Punk unified the titles, and just like that, John Cena's 11th world title reign came to a controversial end. At Night of Champions 2011, Cena faced Alberto Del Rio, who had won the WWE Championship by cashing in on CM Punk. The match was filled with arrogance and mind games. Del Rio did everything he could to avoid a straight fight, but Cena wasn't having it. He locked in the STF right in the center of the ring, and after a few desperate seconds, Del Rio tapped out. John Cena captured his 12th world title, climbing back to the top once again, silencing Del Rio's ego and bringing the WWE Championship back where it belonged. But things only got worse from there. At Hell in a Cell 2011, Cena found himself in a nightmare. A triple threat match inside the cell against Alberto Del Rio and CM Punk. 2 of his biggest rivals from that year, locked inside the most unforgiving structure in WWE. And it was chaos from start to finish. At one point, Cena had Del Rio locked in the STF, but out of nowhere, Ricardo Rodriguez opened the cell door and attacked Cena with a steel pipe. Del Rio then knocked Cena out of the cage, slammed the door, and trapped him outside. With Cena lying helpless on the floor, Del Rio finished off Punk inside the ring and stole the win. John Cena lost his 12th world title without even being pinned, watching from the outside, furious and powerless, as Del Rio reclaimed the championship.
The champ is here!
At WrestleMania 29 in 2013, it was the highly anticipated rematch between John Cena and The Rock. After losing to The Rock the year before, Cena was out for redemption. He earned that opportunity by winning the 2013 Royal Rumble, securing another shot at the WWE Championship. In front of a packed MetLife Stadium, the 2 Titans clashed in a battle full of momentum shifts and signature moves: rock bottom, attitude adjustment, people's elbow. And then came the turning point. As The Rock went for another rock bottom, Cena countered, lifted him up, and hit a decisive attitude adjustment. 1, 2, 3. John Cena became WWE Champion for the 13th time, finally getting his revenge and closing the book on one of the most memorable rivalries in WWE history.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
John Cena held the WWE Championship with pride until SummerSlam 2013, where he accepted a challenge from Daniel Bryan, who was riding a wave of momentum with the Yes movement. Triple H was the special guest referee. The stage was set, and what followed was one of the best performances of both Cena and Bryan's careers. In the final moments, Daniel Bryan hit a devastating running knee, catching Cena completely off guard. Triple H counted 1, 2, 3. Cena was pinned clean, right in the center of the ring, and just like that, Cena's 13th world title reign came to an end. But 2013 had one more title run in store for him. At Hell in a Cell, Cena made his return from injury to challenge Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship. The crowd was fired up. Cena was back. And he wasn't there to play it safe. Del Rio spent the entire match targeting Cena's injured arm, trying to rip it apart. But Cena found his opening. One perfectly timed attitude adjustment, and it was over. John Cena won his 14th world title, proving once again that even after injury, when he comes back on top.
Daddy's back.
At the end of 2013, WWE made a massive decision to unify the two world titles, the WWE Championship, held by Randy Orton, and the World Heavyweight Championship, held by John Cena. And the match was set. TLC 2013. Tables, ladders, and chairs. Everything on the line. The future of the company at stake. The match was brutal. Tables shattered, ladders crashed, chairs flew. Cena even got his hands on both titles. He was seconds away from winning it all. But Orton shoved the ladder, and Cena came crashing down hard. Randy Orton unhooked both titles, becoming WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And Cena, lying on the canvas, exhausted and beaten, watched his 14th world title reign come to an end, not by pinfall, but by heartbreak. After Randy Orton unified the world titles, and Daniel Bryan later won them at WrestleMania 30, there was now one single world title, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But by Money in the Bank 2014, that title was vacant again, thanks to Bryan's injury. So WWE set up a ladder match for the championship, featuring 8 elite superstars. It was chaos, bodies flying, ladders crashing, alliances breaking. In the final stretch, John Cena hit attitude adjustments on Kane and Randy Orton, then climbed the ladder and unhooked the titles. With that win, Cena became a 15-time world champion, inching even closer to Ric Flair's legendary record.
I'm coming for you, boy. And I'm coming hard.
John Cena looked unstoppable. But what he didn't expect was Brock Lesnar in full beast mode, fresh off the most shocking victory in WWE history, breaking The Undertaker's streak. At SummerSlam 2014, Cena walked in confident. What happened next is still remembered as one of the most one-sided beatdowns in WWE history. Lesnar hit 16 suplexes and 2 F5s. Cena barely got in any offense. He survived on pure toughness, the kind only he has. But even that wasn't enough. Brock Lesnar pinned John Cena clean, right in the middle of the ring, ending Cena's 15th world title reign with brutal dominance. Cena went down like a warrior, but on that night, he never stood a chance.
Ruthless aggression.
Royal Rumble 2017. This is where John Cena made history, capturing his 16th world title, tying the legendary Nature Boy Ric Flair. Cena faced AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Styles had been dominating SmackDown since 2016 and had already beaten Cena multiple times, including at SummerSlam. But Cena never gave up. He wanted to prove he still had what it takes, and that he could tie Ric Flair's record. What followed might have been the best match of the year, maybe even the decade. AJ Styles versus John Cena was pure chemistry. Styles threw everything he had. The Styles Clash, the phenomenal forearm. But Cena was locked in. In the end, Cena hit back-to-back attitude adjustments and got the 3 count, 16 world championships. The crowd exploded. The arena shook. It was a goosebumps moment. Cena raised the title high, visibly emotional, equaling a record many thought would never be touched. After making history at the Royal Rumble, Cena stood once again as the true face of SmackDown, but he barely had time to breathe. The very next month, at Elimination Chamber, Cena was forced to defend the title against 5 other superstars inside WWE's most unforgiving structure. His opponents? Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, The Miz, and Dean Ambrose. The setting? Absolute chaos. Cena eliminated The Miz, then brawled once again with AJ Styles in another brutal exchange. But just when it looked like Cena was about to move on and retain the title, Bray Wyatt struck out of nowhere with a devastating Sister Abigail and got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Cena was eliminated. Just like that, his 16th world title reign came to an end, less than 3 weeks after it began.
The last real champion, John Cena!
In the main event of WrestleMania 41 Night 2, John Cena faced Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. The match was intense. Both men traded heavy shots, with near falls happening left and right. But then came the turning point. After a distraction from Travis Scott and a low blow, Cena struck Rhodes with the championship belt and got the win. With that, John Cena became the first ever 17-time world champion in WWE history, surpassing Ric Flair's legendary record. But it wasn't just a historic victory. It was Cena's final WrestleMania before his planned retirement at the end of 2025. Even with a shocking heel turn, Cena remains a central figure in WWE, proving he's still got more to give before hanging up his boots for good. The champ is here for the 17th time.
What do you guys want to talk about?
At SummerSlam 2025, Night 2, John Cena put his undisputed WWE Championship on the line in a violent no-rules street fight against Cody Rhodes, the very opponent he had defeated at WrestleMania to become a record-setting 17-time world champion. From the very first bell, things escalated into a full-blown war zone. Cody launched gut-wrenching disaster kicks, drove Cena headfirst through steel steps outside the ring. Cena retaliated with a crutch, smashing Rhodes multiple times and drawing gasps from a roaring crowd. Inside the ropes, both superstars turned common objects into weapons. Steel chairs, assaulting tables, and even a dismantled turnbuckle chip in the fray. Cody landed crossroads after crossroads. Cena answered with successive attitude adjustments through the announce table. Rhodes kicked out each time. When it looked like Cena had momentum, Rhodes delivered another crossroads that finally stuck. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes reclaimed the undisputed WWE Championship, ending Cena's 17th world title reign, the one that had officially surpassed Ric Flair's record. Cena walked out not as the champ this time, but still as a legend whose legacy will echo for decades. The torch had been passed, his final world title reign complete. And that's it, folks. Those were the 17th world title victories of the legendary John Cena. We had it all. WrestleMania, TLC, Elimination Chamber, comebacks from injury, and epic rivalries with Edge, Randy Orton, The Rock, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes. Cena won championships in every way imaginable. He's already left a legacy, and he's not done yet. If you enjoyed this ride through every one of John Cena's title wins, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications, because here we break down WWE with no fluff and full style. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, never give up.